Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. The BBN Invitational. It all comes down to this. It's for all the marbles.
I've actually got a question about this.
All right.
Is there an because I read your little how to watch thing. Is there an actual? Are we live?
Is this live? Yeah, we're good. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there an actual ceremony afterwards? Because I guess most of these teams are the 2-0. Like whoever wins will win the BB Invitational. So what is there? Is there any sort of trophy? I'm sure there will be some sort of award or hardware that will be handed out at the end.
I hope so. I really hope that I hope that they do this big. I hope that we cut down the nets. I hope they bring out the T-shirts. I hope we get the confetti cannon. And I hope they bring out the ladder and we get to go up and cut down. Everybody gets their own little strand of Rupp Arena net to celebrate a BBN Invitational victory.
Everyone.
The biggest this program has seen since Global Jam 2023, Zach.
I just want some sort of round, like, would they do like a bourbon barrel or something? Some sort of round award. I like those, the round ones that are like a plate. Or give them like a small cup, maybe like a teacup.
What would be the trophy that is presented for an event of this?
I think it would be
magnitude.
Invitational. It would have to be something Kentucky.
But then what if like had miraculously
but it's not
won
called the
this
Jackson
event?
State Invitational. Kentucky hardware, and they're going to take it back to their facility and proudly post it in the lobby, next to all their other major awards that they
sprint.
have.
All right. Western Kentucky Hilltoppers are coming to Rupp Arena in an effort to ruin our night in our celebration attempt for the BBN Invitational. Some very, no blowouts, losses either direction for Western Kentucky. A really well-coached team.
First-year head coach, by the way.
First-year head coach, but a lot of continuity, bringing back 65% of its scoring, 3 of their top 5 leading scorers from a year ago. 35 seniors on this roster. I've never seen anything like it.
I think Billy said on the pregame show they're the second oldest, like in terms of actual age, second oldest Division I team in the country.
13 of their 18 total roster spots, including walk-ons, are seniors, fifth-year seniors, or grad seniors. I don't know what the difference is between fifth-year and grad senior, but
one hasn't, I guess.
Kirk Risa is technically listed as a fifth-year senior, not a graduate senior.
Yeah.
Whereas Amari Williams and everybody else is. So whatever the case is, there's just a bunch of really, really old guys coming to Rupp Arena.
Yes.
And it's kind of funny that's kind of our thing. That's kind of our shtick, that we are the old team in college basketball. I think in terms of D1 playing experience, we're the 4th oldest team. So it's a battle of I have more minutes than you have in college basketball. Yeah. But I've
a 401k that's been building for years.
I've been on planet Earth longer than you. So how about that? It's a battle of who thinks that they're older and what defines old in college basketball, Zach.
Well, I'll take the talent. I guess in this case I'm taking the talent and the experience, but UK clearly has the talent here. They've got some interesting pieces. They've got a kid that you and I have watched randomly over the last couple of years, Jack Edelin.
Yes.
The Louisville male zone. I don't think he plays that often, so kind of odd that I'm leading it with him, but he's just a name that I remember. I know his brother Cole is very good.
Let's talk about our 13 seniors and then the one guy in the rotation that's not.
2 sophomores, They have a freshman who's really talented. A lot of my info is going to be based off the pregame show here. They were some freshmen who just is kind of erratic, likes to score a lot, but is erratic a lot. They've got a couple of preseason CUSA? Is that even a thing anymore?
Conference
still?
USA, CUSA. 2
preseason CUSA, all CUSA guys.
Likely the player of the year.
Likely the player of the year.
Averaging 17 points a game.
So he's very good. Don, I think is his first name, right?
Yep.
Don. That's a good first name for a basketball player. Don, I like that.
The Don.
I don't think they have any Bowling Green native players, though. I think they only had the one Kentucky guy from Louisville. But they do have the Lander kid who was I remember Christian Lander from when he was in high school, because he was kind of like a big-ish name recruit. He was kind of a big deal going to Indiana at the time. I think he was from that area. I don't know if Mike Woodson was the coach at the time, but I'm sure he found a way to screw that one up. And
he's good at that, isn't he?
And that's why the kid went to Western Kentucky, where he's balling out now. So their big thing, though, and I know this just from when I was doing some light research yesterday on their actual play style, is they kind of play a lot like Kentucky. Mm-hmm. So if you're someone that likes the over, betting the overs, this might be your game for it. I think the over was the over-under was like 164, something like that. Kentucky's still favored to win this game by 20, but Western is going to shoot up a lot of threes. They're going to go quick, fast. They've got like 3 or 4 guys, I think, that shoot over 5 threes a game. So a lot of that is what you're going to see is a similar to Kentucky-type play style, so that'll be a lot of fun. 2 top 15 paces in college basketball. I think that's pretty interesting. Kentucky is 12th nationally, and Western Kentucky is 13th. So our little brothers from Bowling Green are pretty darn quick, but not quick enough to surpass the Wildcats. Not quick enough. That's exactly right. So, like I said, they got a first-year head coach, so I think it's nice that he's got a lot of veteran guys to try and help build that program down there, because as much as we like to poo-poo on Louisville, I don't have any issues with WKU. You know, I like to see WK thrive.
Yeah.
Not tonight. I don't want him to win tonight.
Dante Allen is no longer at the program. He's at Wyoming.
Is CJ Frederick made his way there yet? I'm sure he will next year by that time. But
in his 37th year of eligibility.
Absolutely. So his 401k is huge, I'm sure. Let's see. We're at the point now where we're just kind of mowing through these weaker teams and trying to get to Clemson. So what are any keys you're looking for today? Anything you're really got your eye close on that you're like, I want to see this and that out of Mark Pope and his offense? So
when we talked to Andrew Carr yesterday, he said that this is a Western Kentucky team that's really going to throw some exotic defenses at them and try to, a top 75 defense nationally, which isn't great in the grand scheme of things, but for where they are at the mid-major level, it's a really, really good defense. So top 75 defense are going to throw some exotic stuff at it, but he said that they're going to basically do whatever it takes to limit them from hitting that 35 three-point mark. And he said, I know they're going to try to, but our goal, knowing that they're going to try to slow us down from the perimeter, is to speed up beyond that and go, kind of above and beyond to hit that 35 mark. So it's going to be a race to 35 to see. Again, we know that the pace is going to be really, really high, but there's going to be an effort to slow down the volume that we're going to see from three for Kentucky today, and they're going to try to surpass that.
So do you think that means they're more or less likely to throw out some press? Kentucky, I
think that's a really bad idea for them
maybe
to
they
try
can
to
just beat it really quick. But if you've got their number early, you're going to force some quick turnovers and get your own quick shots up, and maybe that slows Western down on their own. And you kind of try and beat them at their own game in a way.
Are you saying, are we going to press, or are they going to press us?
Kentucky press Western.
Well, I think
if Western tries to press Kentucky,
that's what I was saying. I was like,
over.
I think that's a pretty stupid idea.
Yes, that would be foolish. We've seen what they do against the zone, so I can't imagine.
Yes, actually, we have seen this Kentucky team throw some unique presses just kind of organically in the kind of the feel of the game, not just kind of having a set plan to go full court press, but you see it, 8 minutes left in the game, or the last TV timeout before the first half, just to kind of throw one last little spark. I think Mark Pope's really good at that, just kind of throwing in like a little curveball, a little wrinkle here and there. I definitely think we'll see some of it. I just don't know how consistent we'll be with it tonight.
I think Western does do a little bit of zone. I feel like I read that somewhere that they will like to bring that out. We'll see if they do. If they do, I imagine they'll probably try and make it just a random thing, try and catch Kentucky off guard. So I don't know how much we'll actually see from it. I think Kentucky has the guards that are capable of beating that press pretty easily. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. I want to see a big Andrew Carr game. I've been writing about him a lot today. You just mentioned him, so I want to see him kind of. I know he's really big into playing free-flowing and within the flow of the offense, but I'd like to see him just maybe hunt down a couple of possessions and try and get yourself some points and back yourself to the basket and get yourself going a little bit, because he's been very good so far. Honestly, all of his numbers, everything except his scoring, is pretty much up in terms of compared to last season's numbers. Mm-hmm. He's shooting career highs from pretty much everywhere. No turnovers, essentially, doesn't foul, lots of assists. He's not shooting all that often, so I'd like to see his shot diet. It's a fun way.
Ooh, shot diet. Excuse me.
More.
I got one.
Go for it. Give me something.
How is tonight's Ball of Duty going to play out? That's one that I'm really interested to find out.
The Ball of Duty. So I guess they played this game within the game of getting killed. I like that they're doing all these fun little things that don't make any sense at all. Like Ball of Duty, they're trying to incorporate war games into basketball. I don't know how it works, but if they're going to buy into it, and if they think it's fun, that's fine with me. What is it? 3 kills?
3 kills.
3 defensive stops.
3 stops equals a kill. And Alvin Brooks, the grand shark, the great white shark himself, has said that.
Is that his nickname?
That's his nickname. Yeah. He has developed a game called Ball of Duty. Kids are playing Call of Duty Black Ops 27 or whatever we're on.
Dude, I remember the very first Black Ops. I was big into that game.
I remember it very vividly.
I was 12 years old last year.
Playing on that storyline in that game, that they're trying to do a little bit of Ball of Duty and rack up as many kills as possible to help kind of exit. Basically, the mindset.
Also go quick tonight if you can. The
mindset behind it is if you can't, we know that the points are coming offensively. We know that we're going to be able to get shots up at a high rate, but can we, really flip the momentum by racking up stops and kills? Because that really, we know the points are going to come, but if you win 101 to 100, that doesn't necessarily make a statement. But if you're able to rack up rack up kills in a vacuum, you should be able to win a game 100 to 60 if you can kind of stack those kills up. So that's the point behind Ball of Duty.
I like it. Fun little game.
To sponsor the kills.
That would be a weird pitch. Yeah, can you sponsor our kills when we kill 3 things? Will you, give us a free chocolate shake from somewhere from Cookout? I'm fine with it. Crowd tonight, what are you expecting? I think we're going to get a good crowd, actually, with Thanksgiving break situation. Maybe get a lot more people normally home in Lexington.
It is.
Yes, sir. Got any takes tonight? Who wins tonight?
We're going to die.
100 points again. 100 points again. I'm going to say 102 to 68.
2 to 68 MVP.
You just go in the main door.
Jackson going for 20 plus tonight.
Jackson going for 20 plus. I like both of those picks. I think he said 101 to 68. I think is what he said.
My eardrum is exploded from from that ambulance. Yeah, I have no idea what was said.
I was trying to try and talk over the ambulance.
Can you tell me what was said? So while I got my hearing back,
101 to 68, I believe was the score. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, my memory is terrible. He just told me, but he said Jackson's going for 20 plus. I like both of those.
How about this? I'm saying so we'll get some Thanksgiving themed stuff, but Kerr Kriisa was the talk of the game last time because he didn't score any points. Went 7.
As I correctly projected, that was I called that.
Yeah, you said that on this very show, so that he was going to be the team's leader. So let's throw that one in the dumpster. But
can't all be winners.
Because of the way he was talked about, the best change of pace guard in college basketball, I think that Kerr Kriisa, this could be a good opportunity for him to kind of.
Maybe I picked the wrong game.
All right, yes, I'm one of the best playmakers. I'm really good. No look passes. We're having fun. Magic Johnson. We're having a good time, but we're still waiting for the Kerr Kriisa FU game. Like Kerr Kriisa has a 20-point game, and Mark Pope said this as well. I think tonight, with so much on the line with the BBN Invitational, I think tonight is to secure the championship trophy. It's going to be a Kerr Kriisa night.
I can get behind that. I think this is probably a game where he's going to be primed for some big dubs. We got some fans showing up. Quickly, crowd. Do you think get a good crowd tonight?
I think the crowd is going to be good. And again,
I think the more they win and the more they keep winning by a lot, you're just building the hype a little bit.
The last 2 crowds, Lipscomb and Jackson State, given the terrible competition, has been some of the best
and this is a local
environment I have seen.
You're going to get a fun crowd.
You'll get some of we had Lipscomb fans, we had some Jackson State fans last 2 games, so we'll definitely see some Western fans tonight. So we'll have some pockets of red here in the crowd, probably right next to us on press row. But I do think the crowd is going to be really, really impressive. I think in the spirit of the season and Thanksgiving and all that, I think this is a good opportunity. Kids are out of school. It's a good chance for some families to come out and be a part of this. And I think the crowd's going to be very, very impressive once again.
All right, before we do score predictions and MVPs, your favorite moment from the Mark Pope show? His debut as Kentucky head coach last night. There's a lot going on.
I don't think it's even close. So there was one moment where Linda was the caller. She calls in and says, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but we talked extensively during the trophy presentation back in 1996, 30 years ago. It was a moment that meant a lot to me because you were the player that stayed around the longest and talked to the fans the longest. That meant a lot to me. So said that she gave him a magnet at the time. It's like just a token of appreciation.
Magnets were big back then.
For his time and appreciation. And then said that she wrote him 25 years later or whatever, a couple years back while he was at BYU, hand wrote him a letter and said, there's going to be a day that you're going to be getting the Kentucky job. I can see it. I can envision it. And then Mark Pope responded back.
I think that's the best part, is that he wrote back.
Mark Pope hand wrote it back and said it would be an absolute honor, just as it was to wear that uniform. And it was just like, oh my gosh, that's like the sweetest, most heartfelt thing. And again, this is while he was the head coach at another high major basketball program, saying it would be an honor to have that opportunity, just as it was to wear that jersey back in the day. So just a very cool kind of circle of life, full circle moment. Linda said that she gave Pope a plaque as kind of like a, hey, welcome home at his press conference. So big gift giver in the season of giving, holiday season. Linda did a great job giving the gifts out, but a very cool moment where we kind of got some insight into Mark Pope kind of writing his own story, if you will.
That was the most chill, because like you get to watch it on Facebook. You know, they do like a little live stream. That's the most chill. Like, he's a pretty chill guy,
like
but
he was kicked back the whole time.
He might as well have put his feet up on the thing and had like right in front of Tom Leach.
His legs are just too long, I think.
I think my favorite moment was when when Ron from Tennessee called it at the very beginning.
Oh yeah,
and then Ron Mercer pretty much he said, I'm a little bit of Jackson Robinson, a little bit of Kobe Bryant too. I was like, sure, man. You were. I didn't get to watch Ron Mercer all that often growing up, so I don't know what he was like, but hey, if he was anything like those guys, then I'm sure he was a pretty good ball player.
I still have my number 33 jersey.
Is it on right now?
No, it's not on now. From when I was
not a real fan.
Yeah.
Pride in it, 97.
Jack has a surprise under that one. He'll show you in the rapid reaction.
Ooh,
there's nothing. So
that's the surprise.
I hope it doesn't get to that point. But if that's what the situation calls for, it's gonna be a big celebration.
If Kentucky wins by 60 points, will you take your?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do it out in the nipply weather, out in the absolute free. It'll be like 30 degrees, and it will be quite nipply.
Is this the first game with the Doe students? Is there like?
Ooh. I think this is around the time, or no, maybe that's for Christmas, when they like bring in old former band members, like alum from that were in the band from so many years ago. They fill up the band section while the kids are gone. I think we'll probably still get a decent student section tonight, just because I don't think Thanksgiving break is as big of a deal as the Christmas one is. So we'll get a good student section. It'll be a packed crowd. I'm fairly confident of that.
Yeah, I think so too. Another big moment from the Pope show, talking about the gratitude circle, and Pope saying that he brought a gratitude circle with him to Lexington from BYU. Basically said there's nothing more important than being grateful and having gratitude, and not even in the spirit of Thanksgiving, but just in general, something that they kind of practice every single day. And saying people can be rich, poor, famous, not famous, whatever, but if you're ungrateful, you'll never be happy for anything. So he kind of said that that's something that they really drive home, and that they want to make that a concerted effort to show their appreciation for one another, for their time at the University of Kentucky. I thought that was really cool. Ainsley Almanor was a guy that I talked to after the last game. It was just like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, I'm a mid-major kid from New York that, my biggest moment in my life was upsetting the number one team in the NCAA tournament at Fairleigh Dickinson. I'm not supposed to be a blue blood basketball player. And he was like, so anything that I get, yes. Does it look like I bring joy to the table when I'm on the floor? Yes, it's because I am joyful. My job is to make a lot of money and splash corner threes every once in a while at the University of Kentucky inside Rupp Arena. What do I have to complain about? So a lot of that going on, the vibes of hey, we've been there, we've been on the other side of the aisle. Now it's very cool that we can kind of celebrate our last year of college eligibility at a place like the University of Kentucky. Very fitting with this week.
Kobe Bryant said a similar thing about how going in with the mid-major mentality going into Rupp Arena, saying, I'm not supposed to be here, so I'm gonna play like I'm not supposed to be here. I'm gonna play like I'm still fighting my way to get there. So those are just some really cool moments from these kids, kind of recognizing the brand that is Kentucky. It's a pretty big brand, apparently.
It's quite different.
There we go. Western fan. Go Toppers. Go Toppers. I'll give them a go Tops. Score prediction, MVP, anything like that?
We're gonna break the 100 yard.
The 100-yard mark again.
Yeah, I got football on my mind.
Then you smell.
I got Kentucky breaking the 100-point barrier once again. I think it's going to be 101.
Stealing our guy.
To
his pick.
70 to 71. It's going to be a nice round number 30-point win.
MVP?
Kirk Reese, I already said.
Kirk Reese, okay. So 16 points for Kirk Reese. That's your pick.
There we go.
There you go. I'm going to go something similar. I'm going to go 105 Kentucky to 80 Western. I think
that's a tough defense up. I don't think they'd hit that magic number of 39% if that's how it unfolds.
They would not.
They'd break their streak.
They would be at the 40% mark probably to get there, because I think Western's going to fire up. They're going to shoot 33s this game. Kentucky's probably going to match them. This is going to be a lot of shots, so this will be a fun game. But yeah, Kentucky 105 to 80. It's a 25-point win.
That'd be covering.
That would be covering. Kerr, you could say, I'm trying to think of who could have. This could just be another shoot 'em game for Kobe Brea and even Jackson Robinson. So one of those two guys will break 20, I'm sure. And we'll be back out here in a few hours celebrating with Jack with a shirt
in the
off.
Courtyard. I've been trying to figure out what the word, when I've been telling people to come visit, it's the Courtyard. I didn't know what the word was for it. But
I suggested paddock, but I didn't realize that was a horse-specific term.
Yeah, that's not
This is the paddock
but
of
this is
Rupp
the
Arena.
Courtyard of Rupp Arena. We will see you after a massive victory for the Kentucky Wildcats. Confetti in our hair. It's going to, I'll have the net wrapped around my neck. It'll be a great time. It's going to be an absolute blowout. To get that Thanksgiving holiday started, we will see you after the